I'm Kevin Eastman. I'm actually working on this piece right now. It's one of the final scenes for a string of issues that Peter Laird and I did together. It's a commission for a fan. But I'm here in my studio trying to move some stuff around because I'm getting a little crowded. There's a lot of stuff in here. You know, the kind of work that we do, it's a very solitary gig. I mean, sitting here doing this kind of work is, it's not a group sport. It's not something you can have, you know, a bunch of people around doing. It's sort of like you toil away the hours, you know, night after night, alone watching some of your favorite movies or listening to your favorite music, but it's still solitary. And so we end up filling our studio with all these things that give us energy or some kind of, you know, mojo, inspiration. I used to tell people that sometimes that putting together a story just by sitting in my studio and doing that usual suspects, Kaiser Soze sort of thing, you can sort of pick different items and put together a whole story just by looking around the place. This was just wholesome goodness for all the kids in America. You know, it had sugar-covered rice checks with ninja marshmallows in it. Developing the Fact 2 movie with Simon Bisley and based on an actress named Julie Strain. This was one of my early concept art pieces of her, which was a classic example back in 1995 of how much I didn't really know about painting then. So probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I started picking up and putting anything that I didn't know where else it should go in here. Appropriate to put these two pages, the Statue of Liberty here and the Twin Towers there, that were used in the Turtle books, and put it in front of this flag and put it there as sort of a reminder. This was a conceptual piece that was done for the Heavy Metal 2000 movie. I think, you know, some of the conceptual art came out better than the movie did. Signed Lobo from Simon Bisley. Actually, I had to put the signed Lobo thing right below this caricature that Simon did of me, which I love. I think it's probably about 10 years old. Simon loves to do these characters of people, and he really captures. You look at my nose. What do you think? Does that look like me? Dinosaur toys from my kids. Fake grenade. In case you ever need to draw a grenade, you'll see a lot of times props like even like a kid's toy in a holster. That if you need to draw that for a police officer, you use this as a prop so you know how to draw the gun right. And a grenade, of course. Everybody should have a grenade in their studio. Does this still work? This is a pickle that yodels in the studio in case there's an earthquake. You could survive for like a week on this stuff. Look at that. I don't handwrite stuff as much anymore because my spelling's so bad. Santa Claus in a coffin package. Can't go wrong with that. I think there's enough San Diego badges that go back probably, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years. Many moons ago, I actually owned the Batmobile. I bought it at an auction, Butterfield. Sold the museum, but I always wanted to, what I never did, was I bought this Batman costume, and I wanted to take the car down to the local 24-hour 7-Eleven store and buy a pack of smokes in full costume, but never did. I should have. That have been funny. Some of my doodles. Some crazy samurai. Oh, boobs. Richard Corbin's a personal hero of mine. Because they never did any complete collections of his Warren material. I went through and photocopied all my Warren Creepy and Eerie magazines and put together my own personal collection. Somebody went to the Cayman Islands, and they bought this there in the gift shop. I never remember seeing the licensing approval forms for a Cayman Islands turtle with a pirate hat and a sword. Still seeing, kind of in pencil, there's Jesus there, and the Romans sort of running away from this dramatic moment. And he started painting it out and figuring it out and just decided he didn't like it. It wasn't working as a piece, so he simply discarded it, put it in the corner of the studio, and I said, well, maybe I'll finish it someday or something. I don't know, but it was just, to me, it was fantastic. This place is literally, it's jam-packed. I mean, there's Star Wars Billiken model kits, G.I. Joe dolls, uncut card sheets, old calendar I had when I was a kid from Barry Smith, Conan, Atlas Comics, some stats. When I work by myself at night, I need company. So a lot of times, to be honest, I have movies. And I used to have this rating system where if I put a movie in, and if I got very little work done, then it was a good movie. If I got a lot of work done, it was a terrible movie. Then when I knew I had to get a lot of work done, I would put something in that I'd watched a million times before because it was like an old friend kind of hanging out with you. So I'd watch, like, this is one of my favorites. I think I watched the original Matrix probably about 100 times, 120 times. Elizabeth Hurley, Austin Powers signed. Awesome. That butt you see up there, that's Mariah Carey's butt. I was at a car show with a friend of mine, Patrick, and we were walking along, and we saw this amazing butt in front of us, and we were like, oh, wow. And she stopped and talked to her boyfriend at the time. I think that's Tommy Mottola is beside her. And when she turned to the side, we said, oh my God, it's Mariah Carey. So we camera out, took a picture. A lot of people don't know I worked on an animated Highlander, but I kept the entire set of files, a complete set of the storyboards. Once you do a finished script and you start boarding out the piece, oftentimes it runs much longer than you originally planned, so you have to edit out a lot of stuff. So this is the full set of completely unedited Highlander storyboards from the film. Final script with my notes, a bunch of correspondence between me and the director. This was the first cut of the film that they sent me to review. This awesome Ozzy Osbourne sculpture that my friend Digger did for Art Asylum. It's the original prototype. It's not just a toy. It's like, $5,000. Yeah, it's all in here, and I wanted to do this very special exhibit that we're going to auction off online and share the proceeds with a wonderful charity called the Hero Initiative, which helps provide financial assistance to creators, writers, artists, and things that can't meet their medical bills or even their rent or things like that. I sort of feel it was sort of amazing to have an artist studio that is being sold to benefit other artists that might need a little help. And so I brought everything here from my studio to you.